The high school sports meet is brought to you by Alfred State College, where within 6 months of graduating, an astonishing 99% are working or furthering their studies. At Alfred State, they stress project-based learning, where students work on real-world problems and learn how to think, not what to think. Visit alfredstate.edu.
Sports. It's who we are. It's what we do. It's how we roll. It's wins and losses, highs and lows. It's effort, respect, and dedication. The High School Sports Beat. Sports. It's who we are.
Hello everyone, and thank you for joining us on the High School Sports Beat, brought to you by Alfred State College. I'm Dave Yates. We are on location this week at Sticky Lips Barbecue in Juke Joint in Henrietta. And we begin our look at Section 5 sports with our opening story, brought to you by Sticky Lips Barbecue and Juke Joint. Sticky Lips Barbecue Juke Joint, New York State's largest barbecue restaurant right here in Rochester. See our menu and live music calendar at StickyLipsBBQ.com. Sticky Lips BBQ, Jefferson Road in Henrietta. We begin this week with a proud moment for Section 5 girls basketball, when Gates Chi grad Cierra Dillard was drafted by the WNBA. There to take in this historic occasion, our own Paul Gotham.
The 2019 WNBA draft marked a milestone for Cierra Dillard. Minnesota Lynx selected the former Gates Chi star in the second round with the 20th overall pick in the draft.
It means the world. I mean, only 36 people get this opportunity to be selected, and the work is definitely not done. It's definitely going to get harder, and to even get into playing with the team is definitely hard, but to hear your name on the TV and hear that all your hard work and all your dedication has paid off, and to hear that you're one of 36 people in the country to feel this moment that I'm feeling right now is unbelievable. Dillard
joins an organization which has won 4 WNBA titles in the past decade.
I had a great talk with the Minnesota coaches, and they definitely are on a path of greatness with 4 championship wins, and to be playing for an organization that has Maya Moore, and I know she will be out this season, but to be playing for that type of name and playing for Minnesota, I'm ecstatic, and I'm so excited to be playing for that organization, because a coach like Coach Cheryl, she's amazing. She's amazing, and I look up to her and all those type of coaches that really put on for their team and really work hard, and I'm so excited to be going to Minnesota.
Former coaches saw the work that Dillard put in years ago.
You know, she's been so dedicated since day one. She's always wanted this. You know, you kind of question it when you're in the earlier ages of life, like, well, what's your backup plan, you know? But as she started to progress, and you could just see the relationship with Coach Jack develop, and the dominating presence that she had on the court, you just knew instantly that this kid's gonna do something great.
After years and years and years of seeing her in the gym by herself, years and years of watching her play against the guys, absolutely. I knew this moment would come, just by her hard work and dedication alone.
Fellow Section 5 alum and UB classmate Dante Carruthers enjoyed the moment with his friend.
And this is Cierra Dillard.
We're about to interview each other.
It's just great. It's just a whole, like I said to the last reporter, this is a big milestone for her. It's big for me too, because I'm here as a friend, as a best friend, as a family member, to see it. And she got a bright future ahead, and it's great to see where like us kids from this city come from, and to be actually be able to do it is very big. From here on out, we went on our visit together at UB. We had set that up, and then we committed the same day, and everything's been rolling since then for us as best friends. She's a phenomenal hooper. She's better than most guys I know. Not me yet, but it's just great. This is just like a dream come true. To see this big smile on her face and her mom's face is something that our mom has been proud of us for the past 3 years at UB, and her mom been at my games, my mom been at her games, so it just felt like a big family. It is a big family since we was 11, 12 years old, so it feels great.
For Dillard, who started her career at UMass and considered quitting the game before transferring to the University of Buffalo, being selected in the WNBA draft was a dream come true.
It's amazing. It's amazing that I can only take in the moment right now, because people behind me have been through thick and thin with me, and they really saw my lowest of lows and saw my highest of highs, and as much as it's for me, it's so much for them too, because they definitely went through it with me, and I'm so happy for them as much as I am for myself.
Can you put it into words what it's like?
It's overwhelming and actually a proud moment. Like, you know, it's special when somebody her age, my daughter's in 6th grade, she puts her high school articles on her wall as inspiration. I mean, it's big time. So now coming back home and having this moment, you know, being a realization, it's big time.
No, this is unreal. I texted her last night and I said, "Are you just pumped?" And she said, "I think people are more pumped than I am." And I said, "Are you okay? Like, what's going on?" And she said, "I've got a test Thursday that I'm studying for." So she's so super cute and so just down to earth still. But I am just thrilled for her. It's so exciting.
This definitely is the high. It was very low, and you know, I just can't thank my mom enough for not giving up on my dream. And she told me to keep pushing it. And people like Coach Jack and people like my siblings and people like, you know, all the coaches behind me, all my friends and teammates, they always been through it with me, and my mom told me never give up on your dream, and life is going to throw you things that you don't want to be able to handle, but if you handle it and you go through the obstacles, you go through the struggles, the success and the highest of highs is going to be even more amazing, and she's definitely right. I feel it right now.
From Gates, this is Paul Gotham with the High School Sports Beat, brought to you by Alfred State College.
Well, coming up next, Paul is back for the Duncan High School Notebook. We've got that and more when the High School Sports Beat, brought to you by Alfred State College, continues.
Make a Dunkin' run for a $2 pick-me-up and avoid the afternoon drag.
Should have got one for John.
Yeah. Sorry, John. It's okay.
Get a $2 medium cold brew from 2 to 6 p.m. Try it a new delicious chocolate cherry. America runs on Dunkin'.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the High School Sports Beat, brought to you by Alfred State College. We're on location this week at Sticky Lips Barbecue and Juke Joint. And joining us as always at this point is Paul Gotham from PickandSplinters.com with the Duncan High School Notebook, brought to you by Duncan. America runs on Duncan. Paul, what do we got on the website right now?
We're rolling full steam into the spring season. We got high school baseball. We have MCC baseball with a lot of local products, a lot of Section 5 kids playing at MCC. And we have Amherst hockey coverage brought to you by Kevin and Klubja. So plenty of reasons to go to Pick and Splinters.
Well, we've got some great ribs here from Sticky Lips, and Paul, some guys racking up some national attention as well this week.
Without question, Justin Graham, Webster Schrader's Justin Graham, earning the #1 highlight on ESPN's Top 10 Countdown with that catch for St. John Fisher. Unreal, coming out of shortstop and making that catch in foul territory. Kind of funny how it's 1 week after his teammate, his former teammate, Shane Marshall for Binghamton University, robbed a player at Niagara University of a home run. Of course, Justin Graham and Shane Marshall both playing key roles in that Webster Schrader team that went to the state finals in 2016. So it's great to see our guys continuing to do well on a national level.
Not just baseball, but some basketball news as well.
It's really incredible that we have Scott Fitch in our community. Scott Fitch, of course, was the coach for the junior national team, the United States junior national team. It's still, I'm trying to get people to wrap their brains around that. And then Isaiah Stewart playing for that team in the Nike Hoop Summit. The game was on ESPN2 there last week. But it's great to see those two guys and what they're doing for our community and taking the name of Section 5 out there into the national spotlight.
Now let's get back to baseball and talk Section 5 baseball again and talk about some teams that are making some noise early on in the season.
The McQuaid Jesuit baseball team is playing like they've got something to prove. Of course, 2 years ago, they went to the state semifinals. Last year, they lost to Victor in the sectional finals. They're off to a 7-0 start this year. They've scored double digits in 5 of 7 games. Their pitching at one point here has held teams without a run for 9 innings. You have the top of the order. You have Ben Beauchamp, Noah Campanelli, and Tyler Griggs, and all those guys, and Drew Bailey are doing a lot of producing runs there, and they're going to be a team that's not going to let their foot off the gas come sectional time, so you're going to have to watch out for the Knights.
What about Churchville?
Well, Churchville, it's great to watch. In 1 week, Guy Puglia, I mean, he must have lost a couple years of his life, because they go from scoring 4 runs in the bottom of the 7th to knock off Webster Thomas 9-8, and then 2 days later they had a 9-3 lead on Webster Schrader, and I'm thinking kind of at that point they're about ready to roll into their 4th win in a row, and you're thinking, well, maybe Churchville is going to be a team that's going to compete with Canandaigua, and then they end up losing 10-9. And Guy at the end of the game, he's good that he was still smiling, but he said, we're close, Paul, we're close, and they have a good young team, and Churchville will be a team to watch.
All right, awesome, great stuff, Paul, as always. High school baseball, it's always so much fun. You don't know what you're going to get. Like it's like Forrest Gump with a box of chocolates. That's the beauty of it. We're back with more of the High School Sports Beat, brought to you by Alfred State College, right after this. Coming up next, the Making the Grade nominee with Kyle O'Gara, and later, boys lacrosse in Brighton is off to a great start. We've got that story and more when the High School Sports Beat, brought to you by Alfred State College, continues.
Welcome back, and thank you for watching the High School Sports Beat, brought to you by Alfred State College. Hit the ground running at alfredstate.edu. I'm Kyle O'Gara.
Making the grade this week is Hilton senior Amanda Hildebrand. Amanda plays lacrosse and field hockey for the cadets. Amanda has an impressive athletic resume, making first team All-County in field hockey in 2018 and second team All-County for the last 3 years in lacrosse. Amanda demonstrates all the core values for the lacrosse team, both on and off the field, which has made her a captain within the program. Amanda maintains a 95 average. Amanda also volunteers her time to be an instructor for Hilton's youth lacrosse program. This week, Amanda Hildebrand is making the grade.
If you have a student in mind for our Making the Grade segment, we want your nominations. Send them into info@classywolf.com. And now here's Dave with the McArdles Section 5 Spotlight.
Well, thanks, Kyle. Here are some of the athletes, teams, and coaches making news in this week's Section 5 Spotlight, brought to you by McArdles and Fairport. Come home to McArdles. Congrats to Spencerport Lacrosse's Natalie Choate, who crossed the 200-point threshold in her career. The senior will be playing lacrosse at UMass Lowell in the fall. Bishop Kearney's Emily Phelan is picking up right where she left off, pitching a 3-hit shutout with 18 strikeouts in a 9-0 BK win over CG Finney. And finally, an update on Rush Henrietta star Sammy Watson, who has decided to forego her collegiate career to turn pro, with an eye set on the World Championships this September in Qatar and the 2020 Olympics on the horizon. Well, up next, there's something happening on the new turf in Brighton with the boys lacrosse team. We'll explain that when the High School Sports Beat, brought to you by Alfred State College, continues.
And now to Eichel. He floated one.
Welcome back, and thanks once again for joining us on the High School Sports Beat, brought to you by Alfred State College. I'm Dave Yates. We're on location this week at Sticky Lips Barbecue and Juke Joint. This segment is brought to you by the Injury-Free Coalition and our friends at Leo's Bakery and Deli. Please remember to always wear your seatbelt in the front and back seats, and to focus only on driving when behind the wheel of a car. This message courtesy of the Injury-Free Coalition for Kids Smart Teen Driving Program and our friends at Leo's Bakery and Deli. The Barons of Brighton have a new attitude, thanks to new head coach D.T. Benedict. Boys are off to a 6-2 start, including some huge wins for a program that is looking for their first sectional title since 2004. past few years, the Brighton boys lacrosse team has been right in the middle of the pack, hovering around the 500 mark. And looking at the early portion of their schedule, there wasn't much reason to think that this year would be any different. With games against sectional champ Penfield, perennial power Canandaigua, and Christian Brothers Academy out of Syracuse, the Barons had their work cut out for them. They took that challenge by the reins, winning all 3 of those contests, maybe setting the stage for a season to remember.
To have them come here on our own home turf to put on the game that we had, it just kind of fell into place, that the kids were really meshing. And then to go into Thursday where we had only beaten Penfield, Brighton had only beat Penfield one time in their entire program, not rivalry, but, matchup. And that was the second time in program history that they got a win there. And I believe last year against CBA, they got beat by 8 goals when they traveled there. And then to take them into double overtime, it just seems like a complete mindset shift that these kids are really willing to grind for 48 minutes, which is something that I've been pushing for since the preseason, that we can't get caught thinking about what we did in the first quarter. We can't get caught thinking about what we did in the third quarter. That it's got to be a collective 48-minute effort that we put together so that we can successfully put ourselves in a position to win.
Every team hopes to get out of the gate quickly, and when you do, it makes reaching the ultimate goal that much more realistic, including winning a sectional title for the first time since 2004.
Every season we come in looking to chase the brick, go and get our best, but this year we're making it happen. This year it's one game at a time, 12 minutes at a time, quarter by quarter, game by game. I think that's a mindset that we've all really accepted.
The start to the season has to be really validating for Benedict. He is in his first year at the helm of the Barons, a team that he faced a few times when he was the head coach at Churchville. He had a feeling when he was watching them from the other side that there was something good taking shape.
I knew there was a lot of talent on this roster, having coached against them for the last couple of years, and the reputation of Brighton. I remember playing them when I was at Churchville, and I knew that there was a lot of talent on the roster. I was really excited to get started and to really see the pieces come into place. I didn't really anticipate it to be this quick of a start. I thought there would be some growing pains, especially with a new coach coming in, getting to know the kids, but they've completely meshed together. They bought into the process. They bought into being a good teammate, no matter where they fall on the roster, whether the first guy out there, the last guy on. It's just a whole collective team unit, and that's, I think, what's attributing to our success right now.
A new coach can sometimes mean growing pains, but the transition has been smooth for the most part, for both him and the players.
It was really just a smooth, seamless transition. We listened to what he had to say. We try to execute it to the best of our ability, and all we got to do is thank him, because he's been nothing but great to us.
I mean, for me, it was pretty easy because, he really knew what he wanted to do, and he really made sure we knew that, and we all were on board with it, and we all had an open mindset about it, and we were like, all right, well, he's a new coach. We're just going to go with the flow, and it's been working, and it wasn't a big adjustment for me, but it was really, I think it was a really good one. A really good one, yeah.
Backside drop. Backside got it.
Not everyone felt the same way. For at least one player, it took some time to get used to.
Coming off the same coach I'd had for 5-6 years, very large adjustment. Definitely, he wanted to run things different. And at first, I was a little apprehensive of it, not sure that I really liked how things were going. When I saw things were working, we were moving as a unit now, we were cohesive, and I jumped right on board with it, and I'm really happy with how it's working now.
One of the reasons it has been working as well is the approach that Benedict takes towards not just the team, but the program. He played at Penn Yan, a perennial powerhouse and a town that embraces the sport and the players. He wants to bring that type of atmosphere to the Barons, the feeling that they are building a culture that will be around for years to come.
Every member on this team has a position. Every member on this team has a value. And the kids that, don't get a lot of playing time, they're our locker room guys. They're our glue. They're the guys that come to practice. They get into it. They get after it. They push one another. And even though that their skills may not be to the level of some of our starters, they're still here. And the starters are really pushing them to make them better, because they want to see our team, our unit, our group, our family achieve to a level that Brighton Lacrosse has yet to be pushed to.
When people see that community and that togetherness, they really want to be a part of that, and then we can build a real good program, and we can become one of those programs that you see Fairport and Victor and stuff like that.
Basically, everyone here, it's kind of like your brother on your right, your brother on your left. We're family. When we're in the locker room, it's our house. When we're on the field, this is where we go to work. So we all work together. We all go home together. It's all a good place to be.
Alex Butcher.
Let's have it down. Let's work hard for 48 minutes. Let's win the first 12 the right way. Boys on 3. We're sprinting to our spots. 1, 2, 3, boys! Let's go!
Hey, come on.
We'd like to thank our sponsors, especially Alfred State College, for making the Sports Beat possible. We'd also like to thank the athletes, teams, and coaches in Section 5, as well as Sticky Lips Barbecue for being our host this week. Check them out on Jefferson Road in Henrietta. You will not be sorry. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again next week.